That was weird. Okay, we are in round 2. The whole stream dropped off. So I had to go back in and redo it again. Twice. Third time the lucky charm, right? And we are having a look at the energy in the upright only today. That's what my guides have asked me. We do have the karmic third party read out in the members hub. If you want to go to it, the join link is directly below. Sorry for the delay, guys. God knows what happened. Hi, Cherry Heart. Hush, giggle. Let's see what's coming through. Very strange. Okay, now I did write down a few things while I was coming back. And it was to do with the bits and bobs that are going on between masculine and feminine. Bear with me for 5 as I look at the overall energy. It's all loved up and romantic in the middle. How are we doing? Okay, we do have launched at the end of this month the Twin Flame and Star Sign subscriptions online that are exclusive to YILDIZ Readings 5D. I'm getting the overall energy. We're going to be using this oracle deck that Giggle kindly donated. And I will be getting a PO box. We also have a sale online at the moment as a thank you for being part of YILDIZ Readings 5D. We have put a sale up should you wish to get a Twin Flame read. Let's have a look. Okay, the one thing I was seeing, there is a lot of crickets. Okay, so I'm seeing crickets, I'm seeing grasshoppers. Spiritually speaking, it's very connected into your third eye, and it's also the need, to be flexible, to be able to change directions and to move with the winds. I'm also, as I mentioned to Giggle earlier, I was seeing a lot coming through in the last week to do with karma. And it was funny. It was almost like our guides were asking us to come correct. And that was on our own side of the fence. From a karmic point of view, that yes, we do get yin to the yang, and regardless of what another energy is doing, to still stay in our lane and to have that, inner truth inside yourself, that the integrity is for yourself. But it was to do with caution with integrity, but definitely from a judgment sense to know that all universe has in mind is to keep the balance, and we get good and bad. So it was like, stay in your lane, so to speak. That's really what I was saying. Now, the cards that are coming through. Number one, I will tune into feminine for a little bit. And I will say that a lot of you can be feeling quite tired. You need to be cautious of excessive caffeine. You might be hypersensitive to the environments around you at the moment. You can really be really practical at the minute. And it's almost like the things that you used to like before aren't quite the same. It may be the way you dress, the way you're caring for yourself. A lot of self-care is coming through in the next week to 2 weeks. And if you are recovering and recouping and getting back on track and getting back to life as usual, you can find at the moment, some of you can be sitting in the matrix of life and thinking, where to from here? Divine Masculine, on the other hand, they also are going through a little bit of an empath moment, and their energy is quite tired. They're feeling quite overburdened with some circumstances that have been going on. Now, both the feminines and the masculines have had pretty heavy hitting transits. And I think from an empath point of view, if we look to the yin and yang, we did have Venus in the house of Capricorn from the 5th of November, and it's only really transferring over to Aquarius in March. So, one could say, gee, that's quite a long transit, but they were within the South Node for 18 months. So from a scale point of view, I mean, yes, Divine Feminine is extremely tight, and we're going to go through that North Node transformation over the next 18 months. So, whatever it is that we were looking at that we needed to change, needed to let go of, it is so that we can move into the next 18 months a lot lighter, a lot more practical, and very much needing to focus on what's real. We may be very driven over the next few weeks with our goals and our purposes. This can be a time where we do need to keep the balance between spirituality and economical, and trying to do that can be really difficult. And the one thing I was seeing for this year being a number 6 is to find structure and balance. And it's really funny that we did have the Venus retrograde. I'm a fellow Venus sign, and the one thing that the Venus signs at the moment are doing is, it can be where you feel you're really boring, you're getting into this routine, but it's what's going to build that mountain, it's what's going to get you to the top of where you're wanting to go. So it does mean in whatever you're doing, it may need to be quite tedious and structured to get those things kind of moving in a functionality sense inside your own personal lives. I do feel some of you are now looking at your image, your clothing, your wellness, how you're handling your life circumstances. And if it hasn't come through yet, it will come through in the next 1 to 2 weeks. The cards that are coming through at the moment is both parties, both masculine and feminine. You're trying to get back on track, okay? You're tracking your emotions. You're in awareness of some things that are coming up. But you're also like trying to map out in your life, number one, how to balance both the connection and the domain of your external worlds, how you can bring both of those situations in together. I do see through the ruin cast that we did get for both the joint energy, which I will read from the book. It is in the upright position, which is a positive thing. It is to do with a brand new beginning. And I've got it out of the book, I've got the book ready, not flicking through the pages. Some of the members have quite comical views of seeing me pull the cards, which in the weeks coming you'll see. Okay, so it connects to air, badger, skylark, deity. I can't even pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. Mystical ruin now and signifies the eternal weaving in beginnings and endings. It's like the infinity symbol, which is very connected to the twin flame path. In many traditions, the new day began at sunset, rather at dawn, and the darkest precedes the light. Like I was saying, understanding duality as well, and the term karma, which was quite funny because, as I mentioned this morning, I had a very brief conversation with Giggle when we were talking about the term karma. The thing that my guides were showing me is that it's everything in life is in, it sounds crazy, but it's in perfect harmony. You can't have light without darkness. You can't have good without bad. And so the ego really precedes it as compartmentalization. But in this spiritual connection at the moment, it's asking you to understand everything has a purpose. 24-hour period, including both the light and the dark, therefore represents a holistic understanding of day rather than a dualistic opportunity of day and night. The shape of the ruin is an angular form, symbolism of eternity, horizontal figure of 8, the endless repeating cycles of time, such the flow of day and night and day into day, summer filling the winter and spring back again. It suggests to belt, buckle, and joint the beginnings and the endings with which holds us together. The focal point of this ruin is the center point, the node where the mirrored opposition connects. New beginnings, awakening, transformation, breakthrough, clarity, synthesis, growth, and hope. It is a positive ruin, but it is looking at, okay, we, spiritually speaking, the one commonality that we have, that we always hear, is the very fact that you are always together. And, from a humanistic point of view, you can look at that and say, well, how is that physically possible? They're not here with me right now. But the energy is internal. It is the spiritual connection between you and another energy. One way you can look at it is, have you ever walked across a carpet and you're transferring that frequency? So you may touch an object, you might touch another person, and then the energy transfers static. It is energy. So if you feel infinitely that this person is miles away from you, you are energetically tuning into that and you're co-creating that. So it is with Uranus and Taurus and Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces. You do need to be very careful because you can accidentally manifest these things. And I feel it's important to be a conscious thinker this year, especially for the first 6 months. Be a very conscious thinker. You're going to also need to be extremely practical. Neptune is the bringer of truth. Some of these truths, sometimes we don't like it. Some of us might have felt quite disillusioned moving into January 2022, really wanting to make very firm decisions on our lives about what we were going to do, what we weren't putting up with, maybe going on a rad diet, so to speak. And that's because we had Venus in the house of Capricorn, and we had, those placements, especially as Jupiter and Pisces transferred from one sign to another, and Neptune went direct. It was almost like the rose-colored glasses come off, and we had to really look at life and go, oh my gosh, I've got to really level up. If I'm wanting to have this thing, maybe even feeling quite devastated that some of the things that you were dreaming maybe right now, don't fit where you are in your life. And that, like, the only one analogy I could give you is, some of us could be so much older, and it might have been that we wanted children. And then you look at it and you go, do you really right now at this point where you are in your life, is that relevant? And that doesn't mean that's relevant for everyone. It's just one example of some sense of a realistic view that potentially you may have had. And then as Neptune moves direct, it kind of gives you this kind of truth serum, and you're looking at it going, yeah, but I don't know if that's who I am. But it doesn't mean that the hurt and the pain and the desire and everything that you had wanted wasn't who you were, but maybe it's actually not who you are right now. So with this, there's this infinite possibilities for the both of you at the moment. And I do think both parties at the minute are looking at the potential within this connection. They're also looking at the fact that, going way back to when you guys both connected, it was it's been going on for a long time. Both of you are thinking, gee, we go way back. Yes, I agree, Sully. I'm quite Aussie. We go way back, Both of you are co-creating things. So there is this co-creative energy, but I am seeing very much, what are you putting out into the universe? What are you wanting to co-create together? Is it a conversation to do with the past, or is it more to do with the future? I feel sometimes we can understand things of the past, especially in a conversation piece. And inevitably there will be conversations to do with the past. But it's almost like, I don't know why I keep going back to the Big Bang, but I always use this as a term of reference. And it, Sheldon getting scared if things change too much. And I think that's really what we need to look at. I mean, nobody really likes change. It's happening all the time. But I think we need to come into these situations really understanding that both parties here have been burnt. Not one side. In some shape or form, as human beings in all of our lives, we have been burnt. So if we're to go in like a bat out of hell, only natural that a person is going to retreat back. So we do need to be really logical the way we handle those things. Has there been a lot emotionally? Is it who's right, who's wrong? Has there been a lot that has happened in the past? Yes. Both parties here want clarity. Sometimes we knew we were doing these things, sometimes we didn't. And then there was the deeper layer of, the emotional reasons why we did things. How do I put it, to protect ourselves. So it was the projection is the reflection, so to speak. So what I'm trying to say is, what we do need to logically think about is, what do we want to get out of this? Is it to heal? Which, number one, you can't really have success in anything if we can't heal. So when we do look at the twin flame path and we say, but are they going to come back and apologize or anything to that degree? 100% it is something you're wanting, but it doesn't automatically mean that once you get that you're going to feel any better, because we psychologically have to come to terms with what had been going down and how that made us feel. So it is that 7 stages of healing. I do feel both parties at the moment, after all these retrogrades, are pretty much standing a little bit like frustrated, stunned mullets. And trying to just get your bearings so that you can have these physical movement forward. I see at the moment both energies here are healing that inner child, and I feel both of you, you do really want to, how do I put it, mend your fences, mend your wounds, get better, have solid connections, want to be able to bring people back into your life, and feel that dualistic energy, so to speak. I don't know why I'm hearing the term Not Florence and the, not Florence and the Machine. Fleetwood Mac. Chain Weaver. Is it Dreamweaver? I'm noticing that the person sitting on a ball of cotton and it's blue. And yes, we are in Mercury direct. So I'm sensing that it's almost like with precision. Some of you could be thinking about conversations that you previously had. You could be wondering when, you know, these conversations are going to come through. But again, my guides keep showing me to be very careful. You know, some of you could be, again, having issues with sleep or sleeping a lot. Others of you, when it does come to this communication, you know, be very open to, okay, my intention going into this is to hear that person out, me automatically try to go in where I can have some sense of truth given. But there is a mending here. I do think you're reflecting back at, you know, several opportunities maybe that did arise and both parties here maybe were scared. Frustration of the ins and outs, definitely. There's something from the past though is going to benefit you. They're showing me that at the minute between the both of you, the building blocks and everything that fell down, I'm sensing with her looking to the past, they can benefit you, but not necessarily in the way you think they will. Now, what do I mean by that? If it's to do with you feeling that everything is always going to be the same, that's not serving you. If it is to do with, okay, what did I physically learn from that perspective? Who is the new version of me? Yes, I do think both parties can benefit in that. I do think both of you have come quite a long way. Both of you have taught each other a lot. There is a give and take here, but there is a need for both here to have this give and take. And I feel both parties are really wanting that. I do feel there was a circumstance. Some of you might have felt that another person was getting more than what you had. Some of you are realizing through that process you will give. It's not necessarily we give as much as we receive, but we do teach people how to treat us. Feminines, I feel there's a question for you. I'm going to pull a clarify. There is something going on here, and I think it is to do with divine feminine, even though it's coming through in the reading for the join. I think you guys are going to be offered an opportunity. There are blessings for your healing and your purging. You know, how do I put it? It's almost like what you go through, it's not in vain. Please don't think it's in vain. I feel as though this person might want to give you something, but it's almost like that you know, you look beautiful, you look lovely, but there's this caution at the moment. They're a little bit wary, like, okay, is my divine feminine with somebody? Will my divine feminine you know, reject me? There's a little bit of attachment coming through, I feel, on divine masculine side, but that is because they are detaching from, how do I put it? They value you a lot more. But it wasn't that they didn't value you. There is this frustration they're directly having at the moment because of previous interactions potentially that they had with you, that they're kind of feeling like, especially, and for some it could be around Valentine's Day. They had wanted to be with you. They had wanted to be around you. For some of you, if you did have an exchange, there might have been an exchange of some description, but I do think they did have intent for it to, you know, be more. I do think this week it's going to be really pacing up, especially with the sacral chakra, so we could get a little bit more passionate. They do see you. You know, for some of you, you might be thinking you are not the most attractive thing right now. You could be feeling you are not the way you felt you were. Okay, but they're thinking you're the bee's knees. They're thinking you're divine. They really do feel that you're very attractive. But some of you are feeling not so attractive. I feel with this detachment that you're having, they mean you no harm. And it's not from a, hey, I just want to purely be intimate with you. This is a, I physically see the beauty within. I do feel in the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's almost like they're saying they're ready to tuck in and do the work with you. Another thing they're showing me is they're feeling as though if they can't, there's something major that's coming up in their life at the moment. And it's like they want to get an SOS, a message and a bottle out to you, but you're not, for those of you, if it's been going back and forward, again, I do read for the collective. So the messages as they come, I interpret them and give them. One is that they're having to go somewhere. Okay. So there's a location they're needing to go. This can be for work. This can be to live. It's almost like I'm hearing don't pay the ferryman until you get to the other side, that kind of song, but it's like they do need to actually speak to you. They want to have clarity and closure before they decide to do this. I do feel they're coming back, but I do feel they need to know where they stand with you. Both of you on either side, I do feel have dramas coming up to do with your families at the minute, but you're also looking at logic surrounding what your roles are in these people's lives. It could be a real balancing act. You could feel that, when is your turn, so to speak? Why are we, how do I put it? Why am I feeling this is the role that I'm playing inside of these people's lives? Am I accidentally being dragged into that circumstance? Is it permission-based? Is there something that my soul calls to do right now? But there can be a lot of, burdens that are coming up associated with that at the minute. It's almost like eating, really burnt porridge and just doing the same thing on repeat. I do feel divine masculine has a circumstance that they're walking away. This can be in association with this. If you directly have a large circumstance coming up, inside of your family, and it's quite difficult. The divine feminine can be quite worried about you. For some of you, there could be a pocket group of you that are divine masculine is feeling they're being tested. But they're coming through like they're willing to actually pass this test. For some, it can be that they're going to receive a pay rise, or they're sorting something out to do with their finances. Yeah, sort of sorting out things that aren't quite right. I do feel it's going to go in their favour. But there's something quite large this week is going to happen when it does come to the twin flame connection. I feel on divine masculine side, they've got, again, their friendship groups, their tribe, their work environments, the people they're living with. It could be a karmic individual. There's something surrounding that they're deeply thinking about at the minute. I feel with their clarify with the crystal, they feel as though the situation isn't very healthy at the moment. There could be a family member, but it feels like it's not stable. It's not healthy. They're also thinking it would have been quite different. How do I put it? With they feel it would have been different with you. They feel they've taken a mother, father, brother, sister role on inside of these circumstances. It has actually made them feel quite lackluster, but it does feel as though they're, whatever isn't serving them, I feel they're directly letting go of. I don't feel they're resonating with that. I feel in the deeper midst of things in their heart, because we do have Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces, I do feel at the moment especially, there's a lot to do with human psychology coming up. So it's, our mindset, our conditioning, the things that they want, head and heart decisions. But, really almost logically telling ourselves, okay, what is this teaching me in my heart? I feel there has been a lot of giving to external parties, and it's really emptied their cup. And I feel that they're just cutting that out of their life. I just don't think that is serving them. Who is this person? They want to feel, how do I put it? Just like you, Divine Feminine. They want to give energy to people. First, they have to give to themselves. That's the number one. Because we can't give to another if we can't give to ourselves. And I also feel that, their needs have matured. Their needs, it's not fickle. It's not beauty is skin deep. They're wanting something very eighth house, very deep, very long lasting. I feel this is a very transparent kind of vibration coming through in them. And that there, in its totality has changed. So it isn't really, what won't serve them at the moment in their mindset is beauty. And what do I mean by that? It's something that's more spiritual. That's how it's coming through. And I feel in the past, if they have been away from their authenticity and maybe it was, look, this shoe fits, this is where I am, I'm really not feeling that they feel that way at this point. Let's pull one in the heart of it. Where is the deck? How are they feeling towards Divine Feminine? There's a lot of nostalgia. I do see them sitting quite a bit in nostalgia, reflecting back on, memories you both shared. Yeah, just daydreaming. Very, very daydreamy. They're carrying it with them. Some of you, they do actually have a photo of you. And yes, I can hear giggle and Sally laughing. We're talking about a decent photo here, okay? Because this feels more a spiritual thing that they're actually looking at. But it is something that they hold really dearly in their heart. And it's funny because they are wanting to go back to that simplistic time. Yes, well, us Libras and Scorpios out there. I think this is one thing we have to understand is, if the only thing we're going to be attracted to is a pinup, do we not understand that even the pinup's going to get old? So there has to purely be a spiritual connection between two parties, because it's you can have the most wonderful person in your life, but if you don't have a connection to that individual, you're not going to put up with them for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. Now you have endured that. Now you're set for the good. Right. And if you can't weather those storms, that is what we deem in layman's terms of marriage is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So there's with certain people we are able to grow and build with that. And there's other people that, it's not. So, and if they don't deserve you at your worst point, if they can't handle you at your worst, they don't deserve you at your best. Okay. Feminines, you can feel really unmotivated, all right? You may feel very tired, very depleted. You also might want to give some of these worries to other people, but they still do belong, 90% of them, to us. We could feel a little bit lackluster. Some of us are actually working through these things and getting on top of them. The crystal clarifier you have. I'm reading it. I am the messenger. You can't tell me off because this will relate to me too, and I pulled them out fresh air today. I am smart. I am open to learn something new. I am organized. I told you, 6 is the 6th house. Structure, routine, trying something different. You can't get a different outcome without baking the cake differently. Okay, clear thinking, release mind chatter. Maintaining courage and self-confidence. Recognize your own intelligence. Ease with problem solving. Okay. A process of elimination of stress is, okay, where are those problems? And I'm telling you, there will be problems separate to your twin flame because we all have problems. We're humans, right? Write a list down of what's really getting to a point this week that you've got to get on top of it. Is it chores? Is it paperwork? Is it something at work? Is it, whatever it is, write it down and go, right, this needs the utmost of my attention this week. Is it self-care in between that? And structure it so that you can get those things done. Because I feel if you do, and you actually start pouring your energy into it, you're going to benefit really in the following month, definitely. At the moment, it could be that you're thinking lackluster, throw it all out. Let's start from scratch. It's better not to do that this year. It's better to repair. If you're going to do anything to that degree, do it as soon as possible. From a health point of view, you're going to get more done and it's going to ease the stress. So once you choose to do something about a problem, you've actually taken the problem away because you've gone, right, I'm going to address it. And that first step is like, oh, I'm a step in the right direction. And then getting adequate sleep, which is hard through extension. But if you, one tip I can give you is using your headphones, especially those of us that are empaths. You can get the big puffy ones and listening to something on it when you go to bed. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to help you actually go to sleep. It's going to wind you down because you're listening to something instead of getting the inner vibrations coming in. I feel as though some of you are like, okay, or I need to let go. Yes, this is what is psychologically holding you back. This is your crowning energy. What is psychologically holding you back? The problem is with Neptune and Pisces is we may want to tap out and go do something fun. But again, especially for Libra, there's social obligations. Gemini's read is going to be really interesting this month because I started on it in the star sign hub and I kept getting blocked. There's something major going on with Gemini's at the moment. So that's going to be very interesting to channel. Okay, so that it's at the moment it's bigger pictures. It's things that are very quickly changing. It's ways we can have that metaphorical spiritual break, and that's the structure. So it's okay. Where can I take a moment for myself in every day, not just for a week, a year, in every day to restructure your routine so you have your bliss. That's what the star sign subscription is going to teach you. Milk and honey. Okay, some of you are thinking, look, I'm being too bloody nice. That can be so, but again, remember the channeled message of karma that come. It's not for us to be, I can't say not to be judgmental, not to be Judge Judy. Karma does get both of us, good and bad, okay? We get the good and the bad, and it's more so we learn. These things teach us, but some of you can be thinking, I need to be more firm with the situation, and that can be with self. That could be with the circumstance. It might be, hey, I need to buckle down and get things done. But I think for some of you, you can be feeling, if I'm not in that masculine energy, then people will walk over me, and that's not necessarily true. The empath is intuitive enough to look at it and go, I can smell a rat, which I'm laughing because it kind of looks like a rat inside the honey. And you can go, am I getting away with my imagination right now? Are you fretful that you won't have your dream? You can be stern, you can be intuitive, and you still can protect yourself, right? I was supposed to do it with my DM, but you're a dog. Loyal hearts. Okay, there is a commitment here. You are committed to this person. So the thing that is coming through in a channeled message is, right, if you're awake, right, and you can see, you go in where angels fear to tread, And you know afterwards you're going to be upset about something, or you can smell a rat and if you're present in this moment and there is no tomorrow, what you do is what you do. Do you know what I mean? But if you have too much attachment to the past and the future, that won't work. Okay? There is loyalty here. If you are committed to this person, be it you're with them or not, that is the commitment to yourself. I'm going to honor my truth. And my truth is I have a feeling towards this person. It doesn't have to make sense to the external world. This is where I stand. This is how I feel. And I will honor that. And in my future, what universe wishes to bring me and give me will be in alignment for me. But I have faith in that process. At the moment, you're walking a tightrope. Your spiritual sense is telling you, I spiritually love and feel unconditional love for this person and I want to be with them. Your human self is, I need to hit the road, Jack. Now you're split. Okay, there's something in it, and it's the warrior princess coming up. It's, I want to protect myself here. Some of you are doing this better than others. And there's no shade on that whatsoever. It's a spiritual process, and it can be, usually it is because the wound that you have is really big, and it's like we're trying to push it down and we don't want it to bubble up, and it's better out than in. The Leo moon is asking you to have courage and to shine bright like that diamond, and to actually move towards your hopes and dreams, and to see yourself in the highest octane. But at the moment, because we are going through this, cycling out an old chapter and bringing in a new one, we feel quite fretful. We feel quite divided. You just need to give it a little bit, right? Just give it a little bit of time and see how things go. As the week progresses, I feel you're going to feel a lot better. It's so funny. It's a fox observing. It's a fox observing a situation. Some of you feel that people are judging you. People are judging you for your choices. It's not their life to live. Yeah. Okay, at the moment you're wanting to see consistency. So you're like, okay, I'm going to step back. Yes, okay, I was nice. Is it okay to have healthy boundaries? 100%. If you feel you need to say, no, look, I'm actually looking for a relationship, or no, you actually need to leave your karmic, or whatever that be, you will know what is correct by you, okay? But I do see that there is something to do with duality coming through, that both of you are integrating, both of you are scared. Divine masculine is very stressed at the minute. Divine feminine at points may have felt a little bit cross, but not the whole way through. What else am I saying? I do feel there's a circumstance coming up with the karmic. Now, this can be the mother of divine masculine or feminine. This also can be a co-parenting situation, which has been coming up quite a bit in the karmic reads lately. Let's get a clarifier. Where's my deck there? This is the first time in nearly 3 years that I actually feel like having fun. You're Libra, right? That's why I laughed when I heard them say that Libras were having fun in the last 2 years. I'm like, you serious? With the Capricorn energy there, it would have been hard for anyone, wherever that Capricorn energy was. No. Tell me about it. Yes. We are moving into bliss, okay? We are moving into bliss, but we're needing to find that bliss within. I do feel that the feminines are going to be quite excited about maybe launching some things, starting something new. I do feel that it's that energy that's going to vibrate and attract things towards you as well. Your heart is going to speak louder than your head. That's what I'm being shown. Look at the way she's sitting laughing. It's almost like she's laughing at herself. You know, having an epiphany and a breakthrough and some clarity. It can be that some clarity is coming to you. And it's funny because I'm getting the analogy of man and the moon. So through the emotions that the moon cycles bring, it's almost like you're going to have this psychological breakthrough and you're pushing through it. And I do feel it was from the full moon in Leo. It's like you're having a psychological breakthrough, and you may find that you start laughing. You might find that whatever this logic is that comes to you, it's like, you know, it could be a memory that you had of your twin and it was something that they said and you kind of brushed it off and you didn't really think too much about it, and it flies back to you. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I totally understand what that meant. And you're reading the deeper meaning of the behavior. Okay. How are they reacting this week? What are their intentions with movement? And then I'll answer some super chats and we'll check in with those of you in the members hub. I will be recording today divine masculine and feminine. And you'll get the extension reads as well. Okay. And then I will upload them to the main page after. Probably towards Monday night. The main platform will get that. So if you want to join the members hub, go ahead. We have weekly updates for masculine, feminine, karmic, and we do 3 sessions a month exclusively to the Twin Flame Room, which is $11 a month. Okay. Where we stand right now, we are at a fork in the road, okay? So the masculines are dealing with a situation that had paused them, and I do potentially feel it's something to do with the tribe and a group. This could be leaving a job. This could be changing things about. But there is a, you know, are we going backwards to go forwards? Are we going to choose to go backwards and retreat? You know, what are we going to do? What's the direction here? And again, the card drops down to a 4. Family in astrology, home area is 4. It could be a home environment. And again, I'm seeing the tree, you know, regeneration, something after some sense of chaos. Coming to terms with it psychologically. Being more open to actually talk about it. I do feel some of them have missed family. You know, this could be a loved one that transcended over. I feel their passion is coming back. It's almost like they're having this rebirth and their passion is coming back, but they're going to be more them. And it's going to be a change. So some of you, their demeanor in the weeks coming, I feel it's almost like it's going to be chalk and cheese. You may not recognize their demeanor. That may accidentally scare you and you might think, hey, do I actually trust this person? But it's not to do with that. It's this person has actually endured some storms and it directly has changed them. If anyone wants me to pick a card for them, for the super chats, go ahead. I have to be pretty punchy because we do have all the updates I've got to do for the members and the main page. And we're launching the Star Sign and Twin Flame subscription online. If you do want a booking, we do have the sale up, as I mentioned. I'll have to close that other video down that we got bumped off. Don't know what happened with the camera. It just completely closed down. So I think we are on track. Your energies are going to start picking up. If you can take a moment for yourself, divine feminines, you know, to try and rest, maybe, you know, go do a little mini pamper. I think it's going to really benefit you. If something's bugging you, don't walk away from it. Actually look at it and go, okay, is this D-Day? Do I really need to address this right now? I'm hearing things. Update me. Tell me something good. I think you're beautiful. Do you want me to lie to you? Are our borders open? No. You're asking the wrong person here. I never leave the house anyway. What are you talking about? Tell us something, Cookie. Okay. Oh, you want to go to distant waters, okay? You want to go to, you're going to have something new. Something new is coming up. What is this about? You might go on a holiday, okay? You're like, no, I want to go somewhere new. Just want to be myself, right? You're going to do something that is, treating you well. Yeah, your twin does think you're quite attractive. What's this? Have you been having funky dreams, lady? I do not think that, how do I put it? Now, I feel this is a past tense energy. I'm hearing the term single white female. I do feel somebody was a little bit jealous of you and they were trying to be you. Now, they may have never met you, but heard of you. But whoever this is, it was like they were trying to fill your shoes. Have you been having weird dreams? I mean, some of these dreams, aren't appropriate for media. And I don't mean that in a terrible way. It was just, it's more a private DM kind of PM. Yeah. Your twin doesn't want you to be with anyone else. They're on their horse. Yep, change is ahead. So I do see you going somewhere, okay? But it's somewhere new. This feels somewhere new, not somewhere you've been before. I feel you're going to be pampering and looking after yourself. You want to do something. It's almost like that of what you believe now, you're attracting that in through your twin flame. So if you feel, no, I'm going to be nice to myself. No, I'm going to treat myself. It feels like this is the demeanor that this person's coming through with. I feel even though they're not with you, they're feeling you, and suddenly it's going to be bang, a change in direction. So it's going to be from being apart to a situation changing quite quickly, but something's changing here. But I just get this. I don't think they're with anyone. But again, as I channel people, the funny thing is, okay, it can come through in two ways. If I was your divine masculine, I would find it very hard to actually be with somebody, because psychically channeling them individually, they are thinking about you constantly. So it's almost like if they do physically have a karmic in their life, that person is being quite ignored. Do you get what I'm saying? You're coming on the road trip with me and Google. We can go walkabout. No drama. Poised. Yeah, it's like they just, they're really having no chance. Okay. Who was next? You guys crack me up. We're like the terrible triplets, us three. Anything on your masculine and you? I think in the weeks coming, if you can get your vibe calm, if you can be open, I think things will settle down. I do see them wanting to have a conversation with you. Leo next. It feels quite a serious conversation. Their demeanor may change. Their demeanor may be quite, like they need to get to the point. They're not with anyone. Yeah, they're not with anyone. What are they telling me? They're telling you to calm down so they can speak. Okay. They're wanting you to calm down so you both can speak. What's the outcome of it? Yeah. Okay. They're like, yeah, they're feeling you're out of sync at the minute. Nobody's trying to take, like they're trying to say, nobody's trying to take your power away, right? Higher power, no one's trying to. There's a lot of emotions here between you and this person. At the heart of it, it's like a heart-to-heart talk, but I feel it's as we move, into March. It can still be coming up between now and the end of this month. But something's happening, and, it's almost like TikTok. It's like something's changing. You're running out of time sort of analogy, the Mad Hatter. This is stupid. What's TikTok to do with Gemini? There's a lot of emotions between you. Yeah. An old situation is changing. But it's also like he's wanting this to be resolved. He feels it's old news. He's wanting it to calm down enough that you guys both can talk. Does he have a relative in a different location? Like a relative that he's concerned about? Because I kind of feel there's something to do with family that's coming up, but this is an elder relative. This is family members. And I feel it's almost like he may come in to have a chat to you. But if there's bickering, like he's going to have to go. Do you know what I mean? It's like he'll have to go because I do feel there's something to do with family coming up. And I don't feel he will want to argue. But it's like he has to go back for family. That's what's coming through. But he does know, like he does feel you. He does care for you. He does love you. But he also knows you're hurt. Who was next? Was it Char? Was it Char? A card, please. Char, what are you doing, lady? You're just over it this week. You're over it. You're like, oh, I can't. My guides from you have been haunting me for a bloody month. Have you been on the edge of emailing, but you keep pulling yourself back? There's something you're wanting to do, but you haven't done it. Well, you just bloody do it, woman. Just do it. Because they're haunting me day and bloody night, I'm telling you. And they're like, just do it. Just write the email. Get all your grievances out. Say your piece. Spit it out. Because it's like you're going, you're not, there's like in your given situation, we've all got different cookie cutter situations, right? And it's because we do talk. You've had readings from me. From this card, your guides come through, right? And your guides are, you do feel like You have things you need to say. And look, it can be something as simple as to release that vibration, writing it down and burning it and casting it into the wind. Another thing could be, no, I actually, I don't need a response from you, but I need to honor my heart and I need to speak my truth of how a situation made me feel. And that's okay too. And once you get that out, then you've released it. And then you can say, okay, I have released that. I honored my soul and this is where I stand. And this is where I am. But I feel that's sort of what my guides keep saying to me, is that it's like you're needing to do this. This is something you need to do. Yeah. You need to love yourself. You need to breathe. You need to love yourself. This is Charles, yes. You need to love yourself. You need to not be scared. It's time. And to do what you need to do, but to honor your feelings, breathe, honor your feelings, and do what you feel is right. Yeah. You're kind of like, I can't, because what if they are, what if they're with someone? They were with you too. Okay. So you had a connection with them. You have a spiritual connection with them. You can, there's, what was done in the dark was on their side of the fence. You can still honor and say, and that how that other person feels, that is, you know what I mean? There's still an integrity orientated way you can do it that is still being honest and earnest, and sending it through. I find my karmics acting up around the full moon. You just woke up. Oh, Lois. The karmic read will be out Monday, though. The karmic reads will be out on Monday. The karmics at the moment, what we've got to understand with karmic energy. Number one is karmic energy we have inside us because we have a fixed belief that, a certain energy and a power is being taken. It can be a certain energy that this person, is never going to change, and things do change, things do shift. Yes, moving into the month of March, it can get more intense because we are having, Venus is direct and Mercury is shadow direct. So what tends to happen is if a person is in a karmic connection, and, they're not admitting to themselves that this is not for them, but they know damn straight it's not, the cracks start really coming through. And it tends to be that circumstance becomes more toxic. Yeah, but anyway, Char, you need to. You had a connection with that person. You have a feeling. It is okay for you to say, this is how I felt. There's no shame in that. Absolutely no shame. So do that. Any other super chats while I'm here? But yeah, the karmics, yeah, they can actually get more triggered, especially because if they're wanting to be a sunshine and they're feeling their power's being taken from them, yeah, they're going to get upset. It happens to the best of us. That could be classified as a rude statement. What? What did Giggle say? What did I miss? You're a dag, Sally. She's in such a cheeky mood. Okay, beautifuls. Take care. I will see you through the week. I may pop up. Come through and join the Members Hub. We are launching the Star Sign and the Twin Flame Members Hub. They are both psychic, astrology. For your star signs, it's going to be more than a star sign. It actually has business astrology in it. It's got your wellness. It's got chakra reports. It's not a star sign. It's a full-on report to give you a map to your month. And I also do that for masculine, feminine, and the karmic energy. And you can actually purchase the full hub, which gives you everything for one. I haven't opened the subscriptions yet, but by joining the freebie members, you keep in the loop as to when that's happening. And then it'll be before the end of this month. I have to get all of that content ready, which I'm working through today. And it will be launched at the end of this month. So pay for the subscription before and get the content, you know, by the 2nd of March. Love and light. I will see you during the week. And members, pay attention. You guys will get some inboxes for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. And as soon as they're opened on Monday, you should get the next batch of videos coming through. Okay? Take care, guys. And yes, there's a sale on the page.